I'm here to talk about WWE Raw, WrestleMania Raw, the go home episode of WWE Raw before WrestleMania 38. Some people may have forgotten that because honestly, we've been talking about for weeks now. The build to the show has been a little lackluster in some ways. So if you have, in case you've forgotten, we are just a couple days away from WrestleMania 38, WWE's biggest show of the year. John Clark not here tonight. He of course is at Raw in person. It was in Pittsburgh, not too far from him, so he went in person. John is going to be all over the road, the culmination of the road to WrestleMania, whatever you want to call it. He's going to be at all the shows this weekend. He will be here for NXT on Tuesday night tomorrow. But as we record this tonight on Monday, John is in Pittsburgh. He was at Raw. He got to enjoy, as I was calling it tonight, basically WWE Raw presents SmackDown, because it was basically a very, I don't know, like it's cool to have like the crossover the brands, but like when you go too far, when you have SmackDown stars Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin, and Madcap Moss all in the same match on Raw, it is essentially, I don't know, it's like a weird, like back in the day when I was watching, when I was a kid, they had like the Raw Super Show. It was like Raw and SmackDown. That was what it was before the brand split. Reminded me of that in a way, which isn't a good or bad thing inherently. It just is a weird kind of throwback in an era where we're supposed to operate within a brand split. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I've talked about it for a while now. The road to WrestleMania here, it's been a bit of a rough go tonight, especially. I don't want to come here and complain. That's not what, like, I don't like to do that. I don't want to come here and be upset and say, oh, this wasn't good, or I didn't like it, or whatever. Like, that's not what I set out to do. I want to watch the show and have a good time. I want to come here and say, hey guys, this is really cool. I like this. And tonight, for the most part, I can't do that. And I'm going to comment. I'm a WWE hater. I don't do that intentionally. I don't do that because it gives me joy to complain. I do that because I want to come here and be honest with you all and say, this is what I thought about the show. I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, I thought this was a good show, and lie. Like, if I thought it wasn't great, or I try to highlight the good when it's there. And as I will tonight, there are some things I did enjoy. Not just saying it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a bad show, but I feel like the expectation for the go home show for WrestleMania, the bar is a little higher. The card they advertised was pretty darn good, so I thought we would be in for a pretty good episode. One of the advertised matches, I guess, didn't happen. We were supposed to get Street Profits versus American Alpha. We didn't get that, and I think partially because of that, we got a lot of video packages, like just so many. And to me, that's the number one sign. Not that there's no effort, but that's kind of what it feels like sometimes when you lean so heavily on video packages just to get through the 3 hours. I mean, they're doing that at the very height of the pandemic, when it's like, okay, they're literally, very, very thin on depth and resources, and they had to do it. Like, that's very forgivable. Now, when a lot has changed. The world's in a relatively more normal place right now, so there's not that need to do that. In theory, you should have more of your full roster, especially tonight when you're already incorporating the SmackDown roster anyway, and you're putting on this kind of super show, as I was saying a couple minutes ago. It is weird in that sense. It's just like you're literally playing with more of the toys in your toy box, and this is still what we get. Guys, I don't mean to complain. Like, I'm not here to do it like out on purpose, and I will try and be more positive like tonight as we talk about some of the good things I did enjoy. Ironically, one of the things I did enjoy was, I guess, announced or published ahead of time, where we had, I think it was 5 p.m. Eastern time, a couple hours before the show. We already knew, I think they announced maybe at some point yesterday on Sunday, that Seth Rollins will be meeting with Vince McMahon on Monday morning, supposedly about his WrestleMania future. And as you might expect, that led to the announcement that Seth Rollins is going to WrestleMania against an opponent of Vince McMahon's choosing. That was all kind of a 5-minute or so video. They posted at 5 p.m. on Monday evening. And then they showed it in its entirety on Raw. And I felt like, and I saw many of the comments out there as well on Twitter, they very easily could have just put that on Raw. And they, like, the some of the things they do don't make sense. Like, you do that, and then like if they want to like kind of, you know, play with the viewer a little bit and say like, oh, hey guys, like, you know, let's tease the Cody thing and then, you know, have this on Raw, like do that. And you could say, oh, we're going to show this meeting on Raw, and then you get people to tune in. They could easily do that. And, you know, there's the argument to yourself like, oh, you know, that's kind of baiting the viewer a little bit. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give people a reason to tune in. Like, I'm not going to fault them for that. But then to do both. To put on Twitter at like 5, well in advance, I mean, again, it's my job to watch it, to write it up. I did an article about it. And then, you know, to have that kind of circulating for a couple hours and then to show it on Raw, that's when I'm like, all right, guys, like, come on. And then again, especially on a show, so many video packages on top of that. We had a Brock Lesnar recap from what happened on SmackDown. We had a Stone Cold Steve Austin like career retrospective. We had Triple H, you know, as a fairly relatively brief one compared to some of the other ones. Like this is the Steve Austin ones, like it felt like 5 minutes, and then the Triple H one, because you're tired on Friday. I understand they had to do something. I know, DJ, I know they have to kill time. Okay, that is the crux of having a 3-hour show. I know they have to kill time. I just have, you know, especially lately, I feel like the ratio is off. You can have original segments, matches. They had some interviews tonight. That makes sense. That's honestly, I'd rather have some interviews and like talking segments than just so many video packages. At least it's like something new, whatever it might be. And even if it's like, you know, they do it week after week, an interview segment with Becky or something, like at least it's just like something, some original content. But let's just dive in. You know, we'll talk more about the show itself, like maybe later on. But let's dive into what we actually saw tonight. We opened up with Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion. He was advertised for the show here. We had Nesha saying that Brock's been entertaining. So we had Brock Lesnar open the show. Basically, we've seen they do this all the time. They have like, you know, the big title match, supposedly the biggest WrestleMania match in WrestleMania history. They had Brock and Roman with separate promos. They're completely held apart, which is fine. They've been doing their thing on SmackDown. They've kind of come in contact, quote unquote, collided several times. Holding them separate, it's fine. So Brock comes out, video package, and then they had Brock saying he's going to take Roman to Suplex City. He's going to take him to the carnival. It turned into this kind of like long form metaphor. It's fine. Brock is fun. He's enjoying himself. There's a line about, you know, him saying he's going to have like unify the titles and make a title baby. I don't know. It was fun. It's Brock Lesnar. You can tell he's having a good time. I thought this was fine. And then basically he closed it pretty strong, saying that on Sunday, there's no more running. You know, he'll finally get his hands on Roman Reigns, and that's going to be, you know, that's when the time for talk will be over, and that'll be it. So it seems saying Brock being Brock, and DJ, he's a badass in the ring, but he's more entertaining now. Yeah, I'm enjoying this babyface Brock. I will say that. I think this, like the work he's doing as a character has been fun and enjoyable. I don't really have like many complaints about this specifically. That's just saying that you like the promo here. Yeah, this was fine. Like it was fine. This was, you know, I will say I liked Roman Reigns' promo better. We'll talk about Brock, might as well mention later in the show. Roman Reigns comes out decked in a red jumpsuit. Nice, looked like it for the Raw, the red brand symbolism, I guess, and cuts a promo. Now, this was fun because Reigns referenced, hey, I've lost to Lesnar twice now. I think he named specifically, I think he referenced WrestleMania 31 or 34. I know that they obviously have faced off both times. But definitely this will be, I believe, the third time they face off at WrestleMania itself. Definitely different now. You've got the Tribal Chief versus the babyface Brock, and that's one of the reasons why I'm excited for it. It is a different presentation of that match. So Reigns comes out, he's talking about that, this history, talking about how it's personal. Like when he lost to Lesnar, his family was disappointed in him and thought it was basically like a failure in a lot of ways. And that hits home, like that it's serious and that it's like, you know, that it's personal for him, and that like, so he's going to make it personal. It has been personal for him. So I like that. I thought just the kind of the personal aspect of that and really, and the historical side of it, really incorporating the history. I am biased, and that's just saying that, of course, I thought that because I love Roman. I do. I tweeted about it during the show. Raw is better with Roman Reigns. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And that's the thing, like when you have, again, this loose brand split, usually Roman's over on SmackDown, but when he does make a trip over to Raw, I think it's a good thing. So I like this promo. I thought this was a better way to sell the match than Brock's in a general sense. I mean, there's something said for either one. The hero saying that Reigns in this case is going to get his comeuppance on Sunday, whereas Roman saying, maybe showing his side of it, that, that there's a reason that he's been acting the way he is, and then we're going to see this different side of him on Sunday. I guess, yeah, that'll be Sunday. So I like that. If you like Brock's better, that's entirely up to you. I thought both were fairly strong promos. Again, but I think I like Roman a little better here. We got DJ saying, was it me or did Roman get more heat tonight than normally gets? So they acknowledged me. I mean, the crowd was definitely there, there for him. They were responding. It was a fairly hot crowd for what we did get. As for whether it was more than normal, seemed kind of average to me. Like every city seems to acknowledge the tribal chief these days. So just he's generally a very popular guy. So if what works, and if anything, that's just a sign that it just kind of blurred with the rest of them for me. It's not like I was like, oh, they got more heat than usual. It just usually gets heat regardless. So I liked it. Good promo from both guys. I'm looking forward to it, but I am curious. I don't know if we're going to get anything else on SmackDown. We do for this league. We know we're going to get the IC title match. We know we're going to get the WrestleMania, the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. If anything, I would probably expect some kind of big video package. Steven's saying they're both going to have to do something. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, this did feel like kind of the major last selling point in a lot of ways. What else could you really even say after this? And then after last week, they had the security angle, the Brock Lesnar eating the grapes thing. So honestly, especially because what we did see tonight, I have to feel like we're just going to get and WWE does do the video package as well. I can't say they're not good video packages, and in a vacuum. So I maybe a career retrospective kind of thing, or maybe a longer form recap of this feud. I think would be kind of cool. I mean, again, if that's kind of what they're going to be doing anyway, which is what I'm pretty much foreseeing at this point. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. That'll be on WrestleMania SmackDown on Friday. Very, very jam-packed Friday night of wrestling there. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But got plenty more to dig into tonight. We had The Miz introducing Logan Paul as Lucha Logan and calling him the greatest luchador of all time. Logan was wearing the Rey Mysterio mask, as Miz had teased last week. I like that idea. Just for heat, I guess, And I think it was yesterday they released the video package for Logan Paul's training and saying that he's always jumping off the top rope, and that's what he wants to do WrestleMania. And that's the thing she didn't like that. I mean, they announced that they pretty much made it clear they're going to do that last week. Miz had said, he stole Rey Mysterio's mask, and he said, I'm going to have Logan wear this. So it's probably going to happen. Seemed a little over the top in a way. It's I don't know. There's something sacred about the mask. DJ seems like he's chanting Lucha Logan. I don't know. I will say, I really do like Rey Mysterio's Batman gear. Always a big fan of that. As a big comic book fan, but not just that it's disrespectful. I mean, it is. There's definitely something said for the mask being very sacred in Lucha Libre culture. So there's definitely that side of it as well. I do want to point out, Dominic Mysterio is booked the same way that he has always been. We basically saw him and Ray 619. They tried a 619 Logan. He escaped. Then they attacked Miz and left him lying. Dominic's booked the same way that he was 2 years ago, even though he's a former champion by now, even though he's had several matches, even though we're supposed to kind of take him seriously as his own individual competitor, I guess. I saw some positive comments about this. Michael Cole was on commentary tonight, folks. This was WrestleMania SmackDown. Michael Cole was on commentary. They had the usual fan booth and Michael Cole. This took me back to my childhood. Michael Cole was on Raw when I was a kid, so that was kind of cool there. Just for the nostalgia more than anything. But Trent Tessier, my brother, shout out to Trent, love you, buddy, saying that Logan Paul being Logan Paul, he's going to be over the top. Yeah, it's Logan Paul. I will say, maybe they're just doing it for the match, I guess. But in that training the training video, they had Hurricane Helms saying that Logan was a natural and that he's being that it was very easy to train. So another interview with Logan Paul himself was saying that if WrestleMania goes well, that they would kind of plan on doing more of WWE going forward, if schedule permitting. So could that happen? maybe. But Steven's saying he's not digging Logan Paul. I mean, we've talked about it. Like, it's not for me. I barely even know who Logan Paul is. That's just kind of that's where I'm at with it. I know what I have heard about him has not exactly been good. So I recognize he's popular. The Miz can kind of help work well with anybody. The Mysterios can make anybody look good. So that's fine. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Well, I can't really like judge the guy in terms of his in-ring ability until we see what he does on Saturday or Sunday. I don't even know what days matches are on. You know, I'm covering both nights of the show. I'm gonna just kind of take it by ear. I'm gonna study the match listing ahead of time, but off the top of my head right now, I don't even remember what's what. I know they're all WrestleMania, obviously, but like that, and they've also changed a couple of things around here and there. So I don't even know. Whatever night it's on, we got DJ saying that he's predicting Logan's going to pin Dominic, and Dominic and Ray will start the feud for a split. Maybe. I mean, I can see it. I mean, we got Steven wondering whatever happened to the rumored Mysterios breaking up. I mean, ironically, it was like a month ago we were thinking that RK Bro would split up. We were thinking that the Mysterios would split up. Instead, both teams still going strong right now. So maybe at least one of them, I would say, could very well split up at WrestleMania. And it could be the Mysterios. Or not literally split up, but at least kind of get that ball rolling. I mean, it could be. But definitely part of the narrative here has been that, at least Brian pointed out, it's a shame that Logan Paul, and then I guess it's kind of in that same vein, Johnny Knoxville, Pat McAfee, just a lot of these kind of celebrities or not full-time superstars aren't on the card. And literally you have mid-card champions not on the card. Ricochet, we'll talk about him in a minute, don't you worry, and Finn Balor not on the WrestleMania card. And I do think that is a shame. Like, those two titles are very prestigious, even though they've been handled pretty poorly recently. Like, there's still value in that. Like, they're prestigious titles. They've been held by legends, and then to see them fall so far, it is definitely a shame. Balor in the Andre Battle Royale on Friday. Balor was not on the show tonight. He was on main event, which is crazy because you have, again, to circle back to what I was saying earlier, a whole show full of SmackDown superstars, and you don't have any room for your United States champion. No Damian Priest either. Again, we've talked about it for weeks now. I really thought we'd see some kind of match between the two. Nothing. Yeah, it's just a sign of the times, I guess. But I don't know. I guess we can shift over to Ricochet, because one mid-card champion was on the show. The IC champion Ricochet, my guy. Shout out to Ricochet. He's so talented. The man deserves so much better. He has lost, folks, 3 times in the past, I guess, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. 3 times in the past 4 days, 2 shows. He lost twice on Friday on SmackDown. Robert and I talked about that on Friday. And he lost again tonight, clean as a sheet, to Austin Theory, a guy in another feud. Theory's on Raw, Ricochet on SmackDown. Why bring Ricochet over to Raw to lose? Oh, man. Folks, the show, again, I don't want to complain. I don't want to come here and say this was trash or this was bad, but like, don't do Ricochet like this. The guy's a champion. You don't book a champion like that. I thought Ricochet winning the title would be good for him. I thought he'd be pushed better. And then he loses 3 times in 2 shows. And again, he's not on the WrestleMania card. He will defend the title on Friday against the Lethal Lovers, Angel and Humberto. I like to hope that he'll retain, but 3 losses in 2 nights is not the best look. And that's the thing, she loves Ricochet. And this is just a shame. I really hope that they turn this around. I don't know why. Honestly, like, I feel like it's not even like a real method to the madness. Like, that we're just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I guess they needed a body in a way, and I guess they kind of thought maybe Ricochet, there was value in Theory beating him, even though I think that Theory is going to lose to Pat McAfee WrestleMania, so it's all kind of a wash. I don't know. But Brian, he's given Ricochet some love as well, saying Ricochet's a workhorse just like Balor. Both guys are great. Both guys deserve better than this. That's all there is to it. Again, that's just why it's so frustrating. I see Ricochet, Balor, all these people that I'm such a huge fan of. I'm like, I want better for them, and then like they give me a little hope. The worst part is they give me hope. It's like, oh, Ricochet won the title. Balor won the title after they've been kind of squandering and not doing much lately. Then they get kind of a swing of momentum. They won the title. Balor, not maybe as much in terms of Ricochet. Again, he's lost 3 times in 2 shows. Balor, he was on main event. I don't know if he won the match right now off the top of my head, but I feel like Ricochet's like lost momentum, at least in the past couple of days, whereas Balor, it seems like a less downward slope, I guess, if that's any consolation. We got DJ saying he didn't see my boy Ricochet. Maybe my boy Roman Reigns. I'm not thinking he means Roman Reigns. Because of the IC title match Ricochet's on WrestleMania SmackDown on Friday, not actually WrestleMania itself. I don't see, I mean, again, the 2 losses here, or 3 losses, not a good look, but I don't see Angel and or Humberto winning because, like, they could. Anything could happen these days. You can never really discount anything at this point, honestly. But I feel like neither one would really make a lot of sense just to beat Ricochet like that. DJ playing that Balor did win a main event, so that, at least there's that. He won a main event, so at least he won a match. Do that as you will. We got Nando chipping in. So Nando, hope you're doing well on this fine Monday evening. We're here just talking about WrestleMania RAW, what should have been a pretty fun go-home episode of Raw for WrestleMania that instead turned into SmackDown meets Raw, plus a lot of video packages, and we're talking about that. Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough one. We got Steven saying the women's tag team titles have more recognition than the U.S. titles and the IC title combined here. Well, maybe. I mean, at least in the sense that like they've been featured more. I definitely agree with that. They've been featured more. They've at least been featured in terms of like having the numerous teams here in the Fatal 4-Way on the show. We had tonight this 8-woman tag team match with all 4 teams combined here. Zelina Vega got pinned again. she gets pinned every single match. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to pin the same person every single match. It's, again, just like this accumulation of little things. You know, Ricochet losing totally unnecessarily. Zelina Vega losing every single time. She's a champion. She's a champion. She gets pinned time and time again. Absolute lock in my mind, at least, that Zelina and Carmella are going to lose at WrestleMania. One thing, I gave Michael Cole a shout out earlier. He had one very weird line of commentary. So we had this 8-woman tag team match. Carmella, as she has been doing lately, left the ring and went over to kind of, I guess, seek comfort from Corey Graves, of course. And then then Zelina gets pinned, and then Michael Graves is like, Carmella, because Zelina just got pinned. If that happens on Sunday, you're going to lose the title to Carmella. And I was like, this is weird commentary. I was like, I don't know what we're doing here. But yeah, absolutely, Nesha, I agree. We're going to get new women's tag team champions. I have to think, Robert and I were talking about this on Friday, I have to think it's going to be Sasha and Naomi. I think they make the most sense. I think that'd be the most fun outcome. I think they're the best option. I mean, just, you know, they're both former champions, and I think they're a fun combo. We got DJ saying he's thinking Rhea and Liv will come out on top. Maybe. He's pointing out that Sasha always turns on her partners. I can see it. But, like, why not just run with this team? It's a fun team. You know, DJ saying that Sasha's been babyface for a while. At some point, like, she's just going to turn into the next Paul White or the Big Show. If you turn her face and heel so often, like, it's just going to, maybe it already has in some way, but it's going to become like a joke in a lot of ways. Like, don't do that. Just give him a good tag team title run. I think that'd be kind of a good way to have. I mean, maybe this is too optimistic. To have the titles matter a little more, give that kind of like that pedigree of Sasha Banks, top star, Naomi, fan favorite, you know, track record in your own right. So I'd like to see that. We got Steven predicting that as well. But unfortunately, the Zelina and Carmella have not been booked strong at all. Yeah, not good. But something that was good. We got also some more love for Naomi and Sasha from Brian there, but one thing that was good, it is very good to have Bobby Lashley back. The former W champion, Bobby Lashley, is back. This has been kind of reported for a while now. He is supposedly good to go. He was back. He came back tonight on Monday Night Raw for the first time since Elimination Chamber when he lost the W Championship. He converted almost and made it very clear that he wanted to face him. It's sign pointing season. He pointed WrestleMania sign. Almost pointed as well. Almost beat the Viking Raiders both in a handicap match by countout. Again, didn't have to do that. Could have just had almost be anybody else rather than squash one of your very few credible tag teams. Not the best look. But got set up this match. They confirmed it, especially for the show. And Robert and I think John and I talked about this last week. It's just inherently kind of like a weird match. You can't really have Lashley come back and lose, but you can't have not that you can't. Either one can win. Anything can happen, but you can't have Lashley come back and lose like that, because you want to have him kind of get built up, like back up as a world champion contender. But to put almost in that spot, you've been building him up for months and months and months as this absolute powerhouse. Then to have him lose in this first major match for him, not the best look. It's kind of a lose-lose in a lot of ways. Like unless they do like a screwy finish as they do, which I would hope they wouldn't for WrestleMania. I don't see the best way out of that one. I would probably say I would prefer Lashley to win because it's Bobby Lashley, former WWE champion. I just think that's not the best spot for Veer to be in the first. Sorry, my mind's on Veer. I'm thinking of Veer, getting ahead of myself. But the best spot for Omos to be in. Steven's saying it's going to be a short match. Yeah, this is not going to be a wrestling clinic. It's not going to be. If I had like an over/under on it, I would say probably at the very most like 6 minutes tops, probably like 5 more closely. This will probably be like the Goldberg match on the show. They're gonna both nights of the show are gonna be pretty long. You're gonna need something that's to be pretty short. There you go. This is probably gonna be more of a sprint, a couple power moves. Maybe if Lashley wins, maybe I'll spear him and that'll be it. We got DJ saying that almost has an undefeated streak. I think that's right. At least it's singles competition. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, do you just want to have that disappear in this fairly not meaningless match, but like, it's fairly inconsequential. So yeah, I think like there's something said for that spectacle. 2 powerhouses, big meaty men slapping meat, as the saying goes. But yeah, I don't know. DJ saying he hears it'll be a body slam finish, kind of like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Okay, cool. Almost as big dudes, so it'll be a cool visual. But they do that so often at this point that like that has kind of lost its luster. Nando, very fair question, my friend. Wondering why they didn't just put almost an Andre the Giant Battle Royale. I guess they probably wanted a way for Lashley to be on the show, and unless I've seen this going around as well. Why not have both? Why not have almost it presumably win the Battle Royale and then face Lashley? Makes sense to me. I don't think they need to be mutually exclusive, but here we are. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think it's not the best in terms of like I don't see like a way where someone's going to come out as like and they're going to come out on the wrong side of it. You're either going to have almost lose, and that's going to be kind of crushing. Lashley loses his first big match back. That's kind of crushing as well. So we got Brian saying hopefully Lashley get the win back. It gets back in the title picture. I mean, let's say that Roman wins. That's kind of been my prediction for a while now. Roman Bobby Lashley, face Bobby Lashley in this case, that'd be pretty damn cool. Especially like the story that Lashley never actually lost his title. The right itself. Let's do it. Like that's actually pretty darn cool. Then I could come here if they book it well, and I could come here on the Raw post show and say, "Hey guys, this is cool. I'm excited for it," and I won't get flack for complaining as much. So let's hope that happens. But yes, another thing to look forward to. Veer is officially coming. He's officially coming, folks. Glorious day. Veer is coming next week. There was some fear last night, fear for Veer, when they had the on-screen graphic last week that he was coming on April 4th, but there was no year. So a lot of people, myself included, started thinking like, are they going to troll us and draw us out all the way to next April 4th or never? Or they're just going to like not, because it just said Veer is coming April 4th, no year. But tonight it said next Monday, Veer is coming. And then like Veer had a promo about how like you're something about like your fears will be realized next week. You've been fearing and I'm becoming. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't even matter. But what does matter, folks? Veer is coming. Veer is coming, and National Veer Day is April 4th next week. So, friends, let's get ready for that. Veer Day next April 4th. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate, but what a great day for Veer to come. That's going to be a great day. Oh, folks, and again, I've talked about it before. I'm kind of bummed in a lot of ways. Like I would have been pretty happy if they just drew it out, because I've had so much fun with it, and now that it'll be like that. That'll be it. Like he'll have come. There will no more jokes to be had unless it's like he comes next week and then he never comes again. That'll turn into a whole nother thing. Michael, I've seen this going around many times that a lot of people are wondering or predicting that Veer will be the next Brodus Clay, where it's like so much hype and they'll turn into an absolute joke. Possible, very, very possible. Oh, Michael, I think. Are you mean literally bring the Funkadactyls? Oh boy, that'd be a throwback. That was like way back when I was like my peak years as a fan, like 2012, 2013 or so. That'd be a big throwback for me. Oh boy. Now, I mean, again, you can't rule anything out. You can't rule anything out. Don't know if that's the most realistic path forward here, but Nando, thank you, Nando. Oh, thank you, my friend. See, Nando, you missed the beginning. I was pretty down on the stuff starting off here. Still am, but I'm trying damn hard to be positive. Nando's saying he does not want to be pessimistic, the typical pessimistic wrestling fan. This was an odd go home show for the biggest event in professional wrestling / sports entertainment. Yeah, lots of video packages, lots of filler, lots of just nothingness, just lots of nothingness. But Nando, I think Roberts pitched this as well. And make Veer the new Val Venus, that will be hysterical. Heck, if he was on NXT, gold mine. Like have him with Mandy Rose, cash money, that'll be great. Trent saying after all this build-up hell for performance anxiety, that is there's so much you could do with it. Like I hope they do that. Like there's so much like comedic gold. Just like I don't think they will, because in theory, Raw is still a PG show, but Performance Anxiety, Blue Chew, writes itself. My gosh. Oh, man, that would be great. Michael's saying another fun throwback comparison. Hope it could be like a party guy, fun thing, kind of like with the hype, kind of like Adam Rose. Another throwback there. And DJ saying Dancing Veer. Maybe he's going to be dancing while he comes to Raw. I don't know. But boy, oh boy. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Again, there's so much I can do. The DJ thing of Veer kiss cam. I don't know if they'll do that. They don't like to double dip with like specific gimmicks too much, and the Lethal Lovers are doing a kiss cam right now, so don't know about that. But love is in the air. Veer's coming. We got kiss cams, and the weirdest thing tonight on Raw, back-to-back proposals in the span of seconds. This was by far the weirdest thing tonight. So we got DJ saying, he told me more WrestleMania weddings are coming, just like Veer. Or do I think it's leading to a mixed 24/7 tag team title or 24/7 title match as a tag team match for WrestleMania? I hope not. They've already done that on Raw. Like, no interest in that right now. Yeah, let's break it down. So this was, I think, the tail end of the first hour. Supposedly what should be, at least in my mind, like the strongest hour of the show in a lot of ways. We had Dana Brooke, the champion, 24/7 champion, and Reggie backstage. Reggie gets down on his knee, and you can tell where this is going. And he's like, Dana, dear lady, I want to have a WrestleMania moment. Let's, and like, if he didn't even really ask, he just like took the ring out and proposed, and she said yes. So there you go. They're engaged, Dana Brooke and Reggie. And then seconds later, we got Akira Tozawa and Tamina running in, trying to take the title. And then Reggie and Dana escape. And then Tozawa, wearing a suit, decked out to the nines, well, very nice, gets on his knee, and he proposes. And then Tamina pulls him up to his feet and says, well, what do you think? And then she says yes, but the ring was too small. So we had two proposals in the span of seconds on Raw tonight. And then R-Truth was weirdly looking on from the background. He's scouting. He's scheming. I don't know what he's going to do. Oh, folks, as a newly engaged, well, I mean, it's over a month ago now. As a relatively newly engaged man, I can appreciate this. I love love. I'm a fan of love. But I like my love stories to be done right, to be done well, to be interesting. Like, again, if you watch an NXT show, I love Index. I maintain that is the best love story going today. I love it so much. This ain't that. This is not that. Oh, man. Brian saying love is in the air both in WWE and NXT. Love is in the air. It's just not good. Again, Index is still going strong, but it's not as good as it was in terms of like, you know, the heart of it. When it had the wedding, the road to the wedding, like that, they can do it. They've shown they can do it. This is the same company, different show, I guess, but same company. They can tell an interesting, compelling engaging love story that draws you in and really like interests you. This isn't that. Like, this happened. I literally tweeted like does anyone care? Like, is anyone remotely interested in this? I know that sounds really bad, but like for weeks now, this has been like the pretty much objectively worst part of Raw here. Of like, this has been going on. I did not think it would lead to a wedding. I'll admit, did not think this would happen. Like, because it was not remotely interesting enough for me, at least. DJ is saying that Truth will be the priest and won the belt back. That would be. I'd be okay with that. Like, if that's where this is going, R-Truth getting his baby back is far too overdue. The man has been without his baby for far too long. Nesha agrees. Nesha, you've been saying that for so long now. Poor R-Truth. He needs his baby back. That would be WrestleMania moment. I'd be okay with that. Steven saying, what's next? Truth guy in the wedding cake. I like to see it. Again, if that's the end game, like, all right, that's okay. I guess again, I just like the road here has not been like entertaining, and that applies to WrestleMania itself, but specifically for this, like, this has not been remotely close to index. Even just some of the other romances we've seen over the years, like the bar is fairly high, and what we've been getting lately with this, it's not good. DJ saying, could Tamina finally get her moment here? I mean, Tamina's won the title, I believe, and it's been a women's title champion, maybe more importantly. So I don't know. I mean, if presumably they'll all be on WrestleMania, maybe even the pre-show. Yeah, Steven said wedding on the pre-show. Yeah, like, that's fine. Like, I don't know, or they could do it as kind of like a, I hate to say it, but like the stereotypical like bathroom break during the show. Something's got to be it, other than the video packages. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. A weird throwback. Tamina got cheered last WrestleMania, and they gave her a decent run as a women's title champion, but here we are now. She's in this not great romance storyline here. I can't knock the talent. They're trying their best, so at least there's that. It's not good writing. It's not like good storytelling. And again, I'm not trying to just like harp on it or like crap on it too much, but something like I can say I'm not thrilled about. Stephen Chambers, yes, both pre-shows are 2 hours. 2 hours. So I will be working on Saturday. It is an all hands on deck situation. There's so much wrestling this weekend, so I'll be helping cover WrestleMania. So I'll be doing it. Might as well say it now. I'll be doing a pre-show on Saturday and on Sunday for both nights. Figure that makes the most sense. Because again, otherwise I'm doing like a 3-hour post show on Sunday, folks. I need to sleep eventually, so I'm not going to do that on Sunday. I'm going to try and do 2 kind of normal sized post shows on Saturday. Okay, yeah, Saturday and Sunday. One for night. It's going to be a long week, long weekend, but we love it. Lots of wrestling to enjoy. We'll be here every step of the way. But yeah, ironically, I'll be looking. Speaking of the wedding here, I'll be looking at a wedding venue early in the day on Saturday, and then coming right home, dive right into the wrestling there. So, hopefully it's going to be a good show. I hope so. Yeah, folks, it's going to be it's the most wonderful and crazy time of the year this week. But we're looking forward to it. Robert and I talked about it on Friday. There's so much wrestling, not even in the WWE bubble. You think of WWE, NXT, you think of Ring of Honor, you think of AEW's on Friday as well, Impact, New Japan, GCW, like so much stuff. It's not even funny. NXT on Saturday as well. So much stuff. And like, we're here on Monday. Like, you got Charlotte Flair has done like 4 interviews. Like, not even just the wrestling shows, but the content. It's crazy time, but we love it. It's Mania week. It's the height of the year. Or wrestling week. It's wrestling week. There you go, Brian. I like it. Wrestling week. In theory, every week's wrestling week, but nonetheless. Yes, Becky Lynch got a new haircut. So, really about this. So, we had Bianca Belair comes out to the ring, cuts a promo here, talk about her hair, talk, and I like this. Finally, Bianca Belair actually shows some anger. Finally. Robert and I talked about this months ago, John and I as well. Bianca Belair got screwed out of her title at SummerSlam. She wasn't really mad. She finally gets mad about Becky taking her out of action, about Becky kind of threatening her hair, and then Becky attacks her behind, tries to cut her hair, very, very like personal. Obviously, we were talking about this before, but the hair being very important to Bianca Belair. She's made that abundantly clear. And then Bianca turns around her and cuts her hair. Problem is, I saw this going around on Twitter. Becky looks even better with her haircut. Like it's a good haircut. She looks good. Like, not to be weird about it, but like it's not like she got all of her hair cut off. She got a trim. Literally, she got like a haircut for free. Came out looking pretty good, and she shrieked and called Bianca a bitch in a, pardon my French, in an interview after that. Oh boy, will it be hair versus hair WrestleMania? I think they would have announced that. They like to pull stuff like this all the time. They could very well randomly announce on like Wednesday that it will be hair versus hair. Again, I think we predicted this last week as well. We got some questions about it. They could do it, but this match doesn't need it. Yeah, I don't know. It's already personal as it is. Dean Michael's saying don't touch the hair either way. But yeah, it's they don't need to do it. I think it's oh boy, folks. It's a lot of wrestling here, but I don't think they need to do it. It's 2 stars. It's 2 stars. They don't need to do it. But oh boy, I've been talking a lot here. It's WrestleMania season, folks. I'm gonna give my rating for this one and get out of here. Ooh, we got WrestleMania this Saturday and Sunday. We got SmackDown on Friday. So much wrestling to enjoy. We'll be here every step of the way. I'm gonna give Raw about a 7 this week, but sorry, folks, my ass is acting up. I don't even know why. But make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We appreciate your support as always. Leave a like. It's all of our platforms every step of the way. We got interviews, post shows every step of the way. Lots of coverage this weekend. We appreciate your support so very much. Leave a like and subscribe. Post on Saturday and Sunday. So stay tuned, wrestling folks. Thanks for listening so very much. It's WrestleMania weekend, or WrestleMania week. Enjoy. We'll be here every step of the way. John will be here for NXT on Tuesday night. And with that being said, folks, thanks for listening. Take care, and until next time, enjoy wrestling.